is Micah Dixon, and welcome to Mommy Virtue, where we discuss the life of being a mommy and scenarios that make us better parents. Mommy Virtue is an original podcast series that is part of the maternal outreach movement powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities, okay? And I'm joined by my sister, who is a mother herself, a wife, a follower of Christ. She is all around amazing in and out, and she is a restaurant, I believe, connoisseur, if you say it right. Please welcome my girl, Alicia Sparks. Did I say it
Yeah.
right? Restaurant
No,
connoisseur?
but nobody
Restaurant.
knows that. It's restaurateur. When you own more than one or multiple restaurants, you're a restaurateur.
Oh, restaurant tier Alicia Sparks, Alicia Gullet.
You got
Alicia
it.
Sparks Gullet. Let
That's
me get it
me.
right. Let me get it
That's me.
right. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
welcome to Mommy Virtue. How are you,
Thank
Alicia?
you. I am blessed and highly favored, and I'm really happy to be
I
here.
love it.
So you caught me at the right time. I am like no children around, so I can
Yes.
actually speak to you.
Okay, good, good, good. The first thing I want to dive into, you know how we both are always on the move. You have four children.
Mm-hmm.
And I have five, and
Yes, you
we
do.
are on this whole supermom thing,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about like how historically the black mom has been viewed as this super mom. Is it a title that we want to carry, or is it like we don't have a choice? We have to do this.
I
What do you
believe
think?
it's more so it's a term of endearment for mommies who do their job, but I don't believe it's a choice. I believe it's something that we don't have a we don't have an option. And salute to all the mommies who actually do show up and stay in the moment and try to have some type of sanity and self care for themselves. If you are even just putting a toe towards that, you are
Mm.
a super mom in my book, because trying to keep the balance of a household, even if you only have two children, even if you only have one child,
Yeah,
is hard
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
2024. So yes, super mom, I believe is something in our community that is a term of endearment, but at the same time, we don't have a choice.
I
We don't
don't
have a
want to
choice.
do it.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want. I don't. This is not something I would have signed up for. If you gave me a
Mm-mm.
whole sheet of qualifications, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Mm-mm.
turn it down.
Mm-mm.
Like, and it's never no shade,
Mm-mm.
but super
Mm-mm.
mom,
Mm-mm.
yes, we do it.
Mm-mm.
But
Yeah.
my goodness, if you had a
Yeah.
choice, would you choose to do it?
I will say, I will be the first to say no, because on my list of things to do in my life, I never thought I was having children, period. And here I am standing with four that range from 18 to 2.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, I would have never picked this for myself. But God had other plans, and it has made my life so much better and
Yeah.
more enriched. I've learned a lot about myself, but
Yeah.
whew, I wouldn't have picked
18 to
this.
2, that gap sounds wild.
18, 15, 6, 2.
And you're done.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
indefinitely.
Okay.
It's not even humanly possible to happen anymore. Done.
What do you think society's views of a black mom should be? Does it vary? Is it different? Or
Yes. Yes, it
okay.
is different, especially when you are raising boys.
Mm,
We have to raise our boys very differently, more conscious, aware. There are in my opinion, and through my research, because I'm a researcher and I don't speak on things that I excuse me, don't research, but
mhm.
just statistically, within our children, our men, 1 out of every 3 is going to prison. 1 out of every 2, one is statistically set up to be killed before they even turn 18.
Yeah.
So for me, I think, yes, it's a much harder job, because not only are you raising them through their hormone change and through their body change and through outside influences from the world, but you also have to educate them and make them be aware of
Yeah.
what the room looks like. And when certain things happen, they have to know how to be able to adjust to when things are happening. They have to know, they have to know how to move. And
Yeah.
so for you as a Black mom, especially if you're a single Black mom and you don't know
Yes.
what it's like to be a man in this world, you have to really do your research, do your homework, and understand what you're dealing with raising your children. When it comes to sending them to school, the right attitude they need to have, how to be respectful with authority. Like, this is a different playing game. So this is a different board game. So yeah, we have a much more harder job when it comes to that alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Join the maternal outreach movement powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities right now at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. We're going to go ahead and head into our listener question real quick, Alicia.
Okay.
Waiting for our listener question to pop up on the screen. It does say, I always feel like I'm not doing enough compared to other moms on social media. How do I
Mm.
stop comparing myself? Shouts out goes to Tammy
Mm.
J.
Wow.
Jeez.
That's a good
Social
question.
media. Comparison. Jeez. Any advice for Miss Tammy J, Alicia?
Turn off the phone.
Get off the phone.
Turn off the phone.
Get off
I
the phone.
Yeah, just delete the app. Just
Yeah.
take a break
Yeah.
for like a month. Like, just detox from it, because although people are really, really good at being actresses on social media, they're not giving you the whole picture.
Picture.
So they make it look so beautiful. They make it look so rich and so, oh, and like and it makes you desire it. But one thing you have to understand is, and I'm a faith-based woman, so I have to go back to, the word. And within the word, the enemy's number one thing to do is to deceive. And this is a big tool to be able to do so. He's
Mm-hmm.
deceiving you. And the whole point is to deceive you out of your seat, to deceive you
Mm-hmm.
out of your position, to deceive you out of your office.
Yes.
So if you're deceived by seeing this person and then comparing yourself, you don't know what God is doing in your life to
Yes.
get you to where you're going. It
Yes.
might not be this time for you to be sitting how that person is sitting. And not even saying that all people are actors on social media, because some people really are showing their true life. Like me, I show my true life. I show it, I share it, the good, the bad, the ugly. Thank God it's never anything treacherous, but you know, you have to sit here and be honest with yourself. And
Uh-huh.
it's good to make healthy goals. And if you see something on social media that fits within you, that resonates with you, make a
Yes.
goal to get there one day. But by no means can you compare yourself, because you don't know what your mission that God might have for you that might be different from what you're visually seeing.
Yeah, I think that's just a mindset thing. Like you should already be a person who already is set in your individual self and
Yes,
confident enough in who you are as a mother to not want to even be like other mothers. Because
correct.
I'm raising five, my two, my sister's three, and
Yes.
I know that is my thing to champion. I
Yeah,
don't look at other moms who have one and two and say, well, you can't do it's not about that. This is my walk, and that's
correct.
perhaps your walk. And even in that
Yes.
same sense, Alicia, I
Yeah.
don't post the ugly.
Mm-mm.
I don't share that because it was Kai's birthday yesterday. I didn't
Yeah.
post a picture of him crying or
Yeah.
video because I got those
Yeah.
too. And him
Oh,
like,
for sure.
and
For
having a fit
sure.
or me being like, sit your butt down.
Yeah. That's
I
it.
didn't post that, but I'm like,
I
I
ain't giving
should
it.
show
Yeah.
all of my truth, but get the happy
Yeah.
part. It's his
Yeah.
birthday. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it's to know too, social media is not a real place.
It's not.
It's
It's
not.
not.
Let's set that foundation. It's
Mm-mm.
not a real
You can't
place. It's
you can't even put your hands
social
on it.
media.
It's not a real thing. It's not a real
It's
thing.
not.
It's
Get
not.
out of it. Get out.
Now, is
Cut
it
it
good
off.
to turn around and be like, hey, who is in my community that's like this person that I can
Yes.
maybe talk to, get some gems from, or take some notes, or like implement this person in my life to be like, if you see me,
Hmm.
come and help me a little
Hmm.
bit. But other
Yeah.
than that, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
It's not a real place. So
it's not.
set that foundation right there. And you do need to have a support tribe around you
Yes,
for sure because those are your
agreed.
real people. You
Yes,
can touch them, you can hug them, you can call them, you can pray with
yes,
them. But all this
yes.
clicking and seeing her with her perfect photo and her babies, and you want the same thing, you don't know what that led
Looks
up
like.
was like. It could
Hello.
have been like all type of like spiraling, going crazy.
Hello. Come on. That
Could have
might have
had a
took
pass
her
out
5 hours to get to that
dramatic.
5 minutes. Yes.
But
Correct.
that one picture,
Yeah.
and all the kids don't like you. Let me stop.
Mm-mm. Hello, and
to
they
be.
won't. They
They,
won't.
they
They
didn't
won't.
want that picture.
They won't. They don't. They won't. And
And
with my kids are quietly extrovert. So
mm,
they might not say it, but they'll show it. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not.
Alicia, remember the caption? It'd be like love of my life, but the whole
Yeah.
time the kid was going through it, and you was like, sit your butt down, take the picture.
Please.
Love of my
Please.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the whole
Hello.
moment wasn't even that. Like,
Mm-mm. That's why you cannot trust
yeah,
social media 1010% because it's not going to give you the whole story. Give
yeah,
me the whole story. Give me the whole picture or give me bits and pieces of how we got here,
yeah.
but mm-mm, no.
Give me some other dangers that people could face when comparing themselves to others on social media.
Number one, when you're comparing yourself to others on
Hmm.
social media, especially as a parent, especially as a mother, especially within our community, sometimes you can miss the target. So it might be something going on in your life or in your
Hmm.
children's lives, and because you're so goal orientated to this picture cookie cutter look, that you might overstep what they might need. You might overstep seeing something that was a red flag that you didn't catch because you're too busy trying to scoot them along into this pretty picture.
Yeah,
So that being in the moment, and that's why I said just put the phone down, because
yeah,
being in the moment is so important, and especially with children in the day and age of devices.
yes,
And the devices are constantly in children's hands these days. Tablets,
yes,
they know how to work them better than we do. Like, I am very, very strict about how much screen time my children even get out of the week,
yes.
not
On
just
them
in the
phones.
day, the week. Like,
Yes,
oh, if you want to ask me for some more time, that's fine. But guess
yeah,
what? When it comes to Friday, you won't be seeing a screen.
right.
Like, be so engaged that you are spending less time on the screens than they are. So then that way you don't misstep something that they might need. And children grow and change so much every day. It is so essential that
Hmm.
you are paying attention. You
Hmm.
have got to pay attention to them. They will give you signs. Sometimes they don't know how to articulate what they're feeling because they're going through new things that they've never experienced before. And you have to be able to pick up those signs and pay attention. And you can't find that or see that when you yourself are constantly like this in a phone.
Yes, for sure. I agree. Put it down.
Put it
Put it
down.
down. Put
Put
down the
it
phone sometimes. Get
down.
out. Quit
Give
scrolling.
give
It's
yourself.
so easy to be caught up in scrolling. I'm like the
Yes, it
person I
is.
be on the radio and
Yeah.
then I'll just be like
Yep.
something funny and I want more
Yep.
funny. Ha ha.
Yep.
It is kind of addictive
Yep.
because once you get that funny in there,
That's it.
mm,
You got me. Yeah.
ha
I'm
ha
got.
ha, I want that same dopamine feeling again. Give me some
That's
more
it.
dopamine.
That's
Dope
it.
me
And the
up.
way these algorithms are set up, they're
Yeah.
set up to, again, catch us, to
Yes.
entrap us. They hear
Yes.
us through the phones. They can pick up, and then they start feeding you everything, like you said, the dopamine that you like that you share, that
Yes.
you sending out there. Like, oh, she like that. Let's send her
Yes.
some more. Let's keep giving it. Know the tricks. Okay, know the tricks. Don't
Yes.
fall for the tricks. I'm not saying don't get on, because baby, I'm getting on and I'm gonna be on for a while. But
Yes.
at the end of the day, know how to cut the tie and
Mhm.
be in real time.
I agree. Shout out to Tammy J for that question right there.
Yeah, that
Listen,
was a
if you
good
have
one.
a question, submit your parenting questions and scenarios now at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. And we will mention it right here on Mommy Virtue. Now we're getting into some steps, Alicia,
Mm-hmm.
that can help to stop comparing ourselves to others. For instance, like embracing imperfection.
Yeah.
Talk about that. Embracing, like, not getting it right all the time,
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
perfect, but yet to make a mistake and to understand that's part of your journey as a parent, as a mother, still with the imperfections.
You're
Still.
going to go through that a lot. Um, as your children are growing, you're going to grow. You're going to change. I feel like even in the last 10 years, I've probably changed a good 4 or 5 times. My parenting styles have changed. What I want for my children have changed. Even the agreements and the understandings that I have with my husband of how we want to parent, that has changed.
Hmm.
Now there's more things I'm more lenient with, that over time,
Hmm.
the things that I thought was it, like hands
Hmm.
down, foot down. I'm not budging on this. I now see over time, over the course, that some of those things didn't work. And
Yeah.
when they don't work, you can't be stubborn and be like, oh, this is what I said. This is how I was raised. And this is what
Hmm.
we're in a different time. Even in the last decade, even from when we grew up, for sure, we're in a
Yes.
different time. So you have to be able to be pliable with your mindset. You have to be able to be open. You have to be able to receive what your children are telling you and then take that into consideration. I have switched my whole household over to being meatless. So we don't eat meat. Nobody in my family, no
Nobody.
kids, nobody, not a single soul.
And
I
when did this
will.
happen? Was this like a last year, 2 years ago
Hmm.
thing, or was it like, and
No,
was it
this
like
is.
right away, or was it breaking it down?
Mm-mm.
Like,
So I took time. I did it gradually because I didn't want to shock them, and then make them hate me and be like, "Oh, she's crazy." I mean, like I didn't want that. So I wanted this to be graceful. It's been a year, and now we are here, and we are
mhm.
here really, really in a really good place, and a like wonderful. My
Yes,
oldest two children, I will allow them to get meat, like like a pepperoni pizza or some fried chicken or something like that, like once every other couple of weeks, or I'll throw them a bone. I'll let them get it. And then they'll come back and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I got all these bumps on my face," or "Oh, my stomach feels crazy," or I'll catch them, watching a Burger King commercial and be like, "Ugh, I can't even look at that." And I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh, we got somewhere here." But it was gradual. It was gradual. I just slowly started to figure out what worked. And did I mess up? A lot. Yes, 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 yes. I messed up so much. And there would be times they would be graceful with me. They would tell me, like, this ain't it. This ain't it.
yeah,
But it made me go back to the drawing board. And now I feel like I can create any meal and you can't even tell the difference. There's nothing missing, there's nothing.
yeah.
So I wouldn't have gotten here if I gave up. I wouldn't have got here if I just stuck to my guns and said, no, this is what it's going to be like. I listened to them and I still try to meet them halfway. You have to meet your kids halfway. And
I
that's
love
the
it.
thing a lot of parents don't want to do. You don't want to
Yeah,
budge. You think you know what's best. And we do. We know our children better than they know themselves. They're really just mirrored reflections of tiny versions of ourselves. So you
yes,
see yourself within your children and you want to like stop them from going through things that you went through. And
hmm,
honestly, sometimes you got to let them go through it. You got to let them go through it.
yeah,
You got to let them mess up. You got to let them
yes,
stumble sometimes. And you'll find that sometimes when you let them stumble, now their ears a little bit more open to receiving the lesson, the message you're trying to convey
yes.
to them to help save them, to help, give them a different mindset. So, yes, mess up, you're gonna mess up. I've messed up. I've messed up so many times, but don't
Hmm.
stay there. Learn from it. Pick apart the pieces where it didn't work out, and then reformulate and try something new.
Yeah, because imperfection is part of your journey. They said be open, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm learning with my older boys now. Is like just to listen to them and be open to them. Like
Yes.
but I'm crushing. It's
Yes.
like, no, don't like a girl yet because
Yeah.
it's too young. And it's like actually they're
Yeah. Oh
males
no.
and they're gonna like what that is set for. You know what I mean? So
And
let
the way
them.
these girls are set up, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. These
Right,
girls,
right, right,
these
right,
girls
right.
are beating you to the
So
task.
grab them now while you can.
Now. Yes, correct. And
Yes,
as long
grab
as
them
you're
now while you
putting
can,
into
for sure,
them
for
the
sure.
respect, the understanding of how things go, then it's really smooth. It's smooth.
Yeah,
all the communication is open. So when they have questions, when they're looking to be curious and they're trying to figure out how this boy girl thing goes, they'll come to
yes,
you. They'll come to you and they'll
yes,
say, "Hey, this is what's happening. I don't know what to do. Like, or
yeah,
I don't like this. I don't like this person anymore. What do I?" And then you have to be like, "Okay, let's have this conversation. Let me
yeah.
teach you how to maneuver this." So it's hard, but you figure it out along the way.
Talk to me about personal growth, right? Because
Hmm.
you are on your own. Before we even were mothers, we were women first. We were
Yeah,
just
correct.
someone's daughter,
Yeah,
perhaps someone's wife. and
Mm-hmm.
still a woman, an individual, and then we
Yeah.
became a mother. So talk to
Yeah.
me about your growth from womanly only to now being in motherhood. What was that like? What kind of periods did you have that shit?
Woo, woo, there was, oh wow.
Give me like
Woo.
three quick things about
Mm-hmm.
how your path was. You know, when you had your first child
Mm-hmm.
to your last child,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
was the labor the same? And then
Mm-mm.
where was your head at? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, where is it at
Mm.
now? Where do you want your mind and parenthood to be, motherhood to be in the coming future?
So I would say, having the first child, I was totally caught off guard because,
Mhm.
again, remember I said I wasn't having any children. I didn't want children, or should I say I didn't desire children at that time. So even just going through the process of accumulating these people, I've grown to love motherhood.
Yeah.
It has taught me to nurture so many people just even outside of my home, and I've learned that I am a nurturer.
Hmm.
Having that first child, we almost died. It was really, really like, I had him a month early. I wound up having to have an emergency C-section. His blood pressure dropped. My blood pressure dropped. We was almost out of here. They was able to save us. Cool. I've always been a big fan of breastfeeding my children. He had teeth at 2 months. So then now I'm still trying to nurture and breastfeed this child who has teeth and he doesn't even know he has teeth, and he's
Jeez.
teething at 2 months and he's trying to gnaw on me. So I'm like, what is this supposed to be like this? Like, nobody told me about this. So going through that, the next child, same thing, emergency C-section. We definitely almost died. I mean, we was at death's doorstep. That's the only way the enemy can get me, is when I'm having these kids. He come for me every time, but every time God pulls me right out. And thankfully, I have a husband who is great and who is such a phenomenal support system,
Hmm.
that even when I'm the weakest, both physically and emotionally, he like has my back. So much so that I can't even tell him, like, during the pregnancy, like, this ain't it, because he'll go and burn down the hospital.
Hmm.
So, and I'm like, somebody has to be here to raise these kids. So I have to even be very leery about how I even articulate that to him. But the last child was beautiful. I
Wow.
knew my body. I knew what to expect. I knew how to prepare. I knew how to prepare my house for when we would be arriving. I knew how to prepare my children. I knew how to make sure everybody understood what their role was in chores, and what bedtimes looked like, what boundaries looked like, how you had to be able to ask to come into a room before you come into a room. Like, I
Yeah.
had a better mindset. The only thing I didn't wrap my head around with that was how I was going to feed everybody. I wasn't
Okay.
I wasn't prepared for that. But
Okay.
yeah, it has been an evolution for sure.
I love it. Listen, join the maternal outreach movement powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities right now at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom. And we're going to get into celebrating small victories and everyday accomplishments, because even
Ooh,
as mothers, we have to learn to nurture ourselves.
I
We
love
are
those.
naturally nurturers on purpose, but we need to also nurture
Nurture
ourselves. Do you have a
ourselves.
playlist you play for you that gets you in like this good mood? Perhaps a success playlist that you like, you go out and play
Mm-hmm.
this song to make you feel like, yes, I
Mm-hmm.
can do it today.
Yep. You
What's
know
on
what
your
it's
playlist,
called?
Alicia?
It's called silence. Hmm.
Stop it!
It's called silence. It's called it's
Oh
called
my
quiet.
goodness. Okay.
Fuck silence.
Okay.
Listen, I will literally get in the car, and because I spent, especially during the school year, I spend my whole day doing
Yeah.
pickups and drop offs for children. So, and they're always fighting. There's two TVs. There's two TVs. There's plenty of phone chargers. There's
Yeah.
everybody. They have snacks. Like, I'm
Yeah.
prepared. And yet, somehow, some way, everybody's still fighting. Everybody's still screaming. The little one, the little girl's the one. She's the one. Like,
Yeah.
if it's not what she wants, we have
Yeah.
the whole truck is upset. Okay.
Yes.
I wish I could just put a petition up, like, not a petition, a partition, so I
Yes.
could just like limo shut them out and let them have their thing, and I would listen to what I would want to listen to. So
Gotcha.
when they're not in the car and I just have my own time to like kind of catch up on life and catch my breath, it's silence. It's silence.
Okay.
It's
I like
silence.
that.
Mhm.
Me, I'm a nature person. I gotta
Yeah.
hear nature. Give me the birds. Let me go hug
Yeah.
a tree. Let me go sit in the earth and ground with the
Yeah.
grass and like barefoot outside, but I have to
Mm-hmm.
go be around nature to feel better. Like I love my
Yeah.
plants. I love being in the
Yeah.
garden. That's my therapy. But moms need to have me time.
Yeah, that's for
It's nothing
sure.
wrong with mom still
Oh no,
having
you
your
have to have
mommy to
that.
myself in the
Mm-hmm.
bathtub, candles lit,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of instrumentals from like
Yes.
what's the one artist I like to listen to? Rendishi and
Mm-hmm.
One Heart have this
Yeah.
amazing instrumental that they play that they have
Okay.
with different moods.
It's picking up on frequencies. Yeah. It's giving you positive energy. Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah. That's necessary.
On top of
That's
that, all
essential.
the mom, yes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
For all the
Yeah.
moms who are watching, tuned in right now, listen, celebrate your effort for even trying a
Yes.
day at a time.
Yes.
Take deep breaths, inhale. You don't get it right all the time, and that's
Correct.
fine. That's part of being a mother is to have also, again, join the maternal outreach movement powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities right now at zhiphopcleveland.com. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
to Alicia Sparks
Thank you,
Gillette.
Micah. Thank
Is
you.
that
Thank
right?
you. Yes, that's right.
Restaurant tier.
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
That's
Follower
me.
Price,
Yes.
mother,
Yes.
wife,
Yes.
amazing, phenomenal, all around
Retired
woman.
MUA. Done with
Okay. Keep
that.
going. Keep going.
Yes. They keep going.
Healer,
Oh, God.
nurturer,
Choreographer, you name it.
interceder.
Stretch technique, coach, you name it. Whatever is asked of me, I'm pulling through. Okay.
I
That's
love
where I'm
it.
at this point.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
listen, thank you for being here, Alicia, for,
Thank you
for,
for
for
having me.
supporting us and being part of Mommy Virtue. Mommy Virtue is an original podcast series, part of the maternal outreach movement that's powered by Birthing Beautiful Communities. Submit your parenting questions right now and scenarios at zhiphopcleveland.com/mom.